Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the I'm Only Serious News Network Sunday Paper Program. In this week's news, Comcast says time is up. The U.S. gets a new top cop, Brian Williams from NBC, or is he? Wile E. Coyote caught in New York City, and Indigo going down in Philly. These stories and more with John Smarmy's One Brown Eye on the World, Darren Martinez's movie reviews and views, Ron Morrow's Mystic Minute, Sean the Jew Kisser gives us a weather update, and Tony Viejo has some misled thoughts. Thank you and good evening.
It's the I'm Only Serious News Network with Dan Mahan, John Smarmy, Dave Morrow, Tony Viejo, and Darren Martinez.
In national news, Comcast deal for Time Warner is dead. The company we all like to hate, Comcast, has canceled its attempt to monopolize the internet market when it withdrew its offer to buy Time Warner Cable. Despite earlier reports, it had nothing to do with a tornado from Kansas dropping a house on Comcast CEO Brian Roberts. Ding dong, the witch is dead. And new Attorney General Loretta Lynch became the first African American woman to hold the post. The nation's top cop comes in at a time when the U.S. is struggling with their relations with the minority community. Asked about the situation in the U.S., her response was, "This house sure gone crazy." And NBC has completed an internal investigation of anchor Brian Williams and have found 11 more instances of embellishment by the reporter. Yeah, 11 more. Some of the newly discovered embellishments include his claiming he helped Jesus carry the cross, a sexual encounter with Mother Teresa, witnessing the other shooter of JFK in Dallas, cracker please, surviving the collapse of the World Trade Center, and being the one who found Osama bin Laden while knocking on his door pretending to be an encyclopedia salesman. I think you're going too far there, Brian. Speaking of police in New York City captured a coyote Saturday outside a cafe. They have been trying to track and hunt this coyote for several weeks. They were able to dismantle and while capturing him, they were able to dismantle several traps the coyote had set, including a piano that was hanging above a couple sipping cappuccino. There are no reports of a roadrunner in the area, though. Thousands of hammerheads were in the mall in Washington, D.C. this weekend to protest same-sex marriage. The crowd was made up of mostly Latinos who were eventually dispersed when immigration officials showed up. Good for them. In international news, what appears to be the last trial of Nazi war criminals is underway. The former SS soldier who worked at Auschwitz death camp is on trial in Germany for what will probably be the last Nazi war crime trial. The 93-year-old Dunkelfe jackass was known as the accountant of Auschwitz. He described his duties as deciding which prisoners were needing a shower coming off the trains and which needed to get the hell to work. He claims that he had no idea what went on behind his back once the people left his platform, and even had the Gunderschnazzle to say he made sure no one looted the belongings left behind by those being imprisoned, or worse. Asked about the showers, he stated he had no idea. He's a bathtub type of guy. And finally, in international news, North Korea's Kim Jong-un has put together his own harem. Now that the 3-year mourning period of his late father, Kim Jong II, is over. He'll also be changing his name now to Kim Hung-lo. Kim Hung-lo. Appreciate all the women there. With more on the news, let's go to our very own John Smarmy. Smarmy?
Thanks, Dad. Hey, Smarmy here, folks. Let's see what's going on in the world. A truck driver trades $50,000 worth of lunch meat for crack. This guy is full of baloney. Glad he got caught. A possible future of whites... I'm sorry. Let's go start. A future of whites will be the minority, they're saying. What will white people complain about then? Hashtag too much diversity. That's what I'm saying. Isaiah Washington, the actor, claims a hotel kicked him out for being an uppity Negro. I hate those types too. Why is this Negro so happy? Straight-laced Negro. This Negro's too happy. He's got to go. Should put his side up. All you Negroes out there watching, don't be too happy. We don't have any. Just Bon Bon, but he quit watching the show. Shout out to Bon Bon. Man arrested for urinating in a hotel ice machine. Maybe the ice was too stuck together. He was adding some lemonade. That guy needs to cool off. If you're out there, cool off, young man. Sam Smith gets deep and admits he has addiction. The cock. And overeating. Stay with me now. See what I did there? Stay with me. And finally, I predict that Hillary Clinton will win the next president election. Then 8 years later, we'll have our first Hispanic president, Pablo Gonzalez. He will lower taxes and be big in the Hispanic community. He will hold a kiss your baby, but he will not throw it like he did in that campaign video. I promise you that. That was a goof, folks. And this whole thing I just did was a goof. Dan, what else is on the show? John Smarmy. I'm only serious news.
Thank you, Smarmy. And we apologize to our lone black audience out there. Justin, he didn't use the real N-word. Well, in local news, the Philadelphia mayoral primary is just weeks away, and the race card is now in play. State Senator Anthony Williams, who is African American, has been quoted as saying, "Don't vote for that honky-ass cracker," referring to James Kenney, an Irish-American candidate who is in the lead in the polls. He too has thrown the race card out when he said, "A vote for Williams is a vote for a mayor who will always be late for work, if he gets there at all." Cracker, please. He also pointed out that Williams went through the Philadelphia public school system, which means he can't read or write above the third grade level. Also, Indigo, the bike-sharing service, opened for business in Philadelphia on Wednesday with 1,000 bikes scattered around the city at corner kiosks. They abruptly closed on Friday when only 10 bikes were left. That's the truth. Cracker, please. Next up for us is our entertainment news and movie reviews with our very own Darren Martinez. Darren?
Thanks, Dan. So, yeah, I saw Paul Blart 2. I saw it. You know what? I saw it got 0% reviews, positive reviews in Rotten Tomatoes, and no one's saying anything good about it. So I was like, you know what? Let me go check it out. I know a couple stand-up comedians that are in it, and I wanted to support it. And you know, I laughed. I had fun with it. You know, I mean, I laugh at everything, and I'm the guy who laughs at like just even like dialogue, like when it's supposed to be a serious movie. I'm the guy who laughs. So. You know, it's
you're
not.
that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy who ruins movies at dramatic points when you're like supposed to cry. I'm the guy you hear in the background laughing.
Well, there's a lot of like slapstick type of humor, I imagine, right?
A lot of it, yeah. Well, yeah. So I'm gonna recommend you go check out this if you're gonna go and watch Paul Blart 2. Why? Because it's Kevin James, and these are the only
as a comic.
as bad as it's doing. I think in the movie theater, it's probably not gonna get a part 3. So
That's gotta suck though when you put something out like that.
yeah.
I mean, it's nice to be getting paid for a movie.
Well,
But
he has an audience. He has an established audience.
Yeah.
You know, people who are big fans of him from the show and everything. They'll go and watch it just to support him. So anyway, the big news is the big film coming out this weekend, which is going to be the biggest blockbuster of the summer. Avengers 2 coming out Thursday night, which I'm going to go check out with a couple friends of mine. We happen to get some midnight screenings. You know, we got tickets early because it's sold out.
wow.
So yeah, so go watch the first one. Why not? This is just another. I've recommended this on the show
Yeah.
probably the past 17 weeks.
That's gonna be bigger than Furious 7, you think?
I don't know. It's tough. I want to say yes, but Furious 7 made a lot of money.
I think it's up to $1 billion now.
Yeah, it did. It crossed the billion dollar mark. Anyway, so the next big film that I'm waiting for, the only other film that I'm waiting for this year, is Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, Jurassic Park's gonna be cool, and Terminator 5's gonna be whatever it's gonna be. But Star Wars is what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
And one of the main characters of the new upcoming Star Wars is a kid named John Boyega, who started, well, I wouldn't say started, but became famous after he did this film called Attack the Block from the producers of Shaun of the Dead. And it's also got Nick Frost in it from Shaun of the Dead, amongst other Simon Pegg films. Plays a drug dealer. It's aliens versus the inner city youth in England or London or Britain, one of those fancy schmancy places that you live in. But it's a ghetto area, a ghetto, because they throw ghetto things.
I find it funny here.
Yeah. So yeah, Attack the Block. Check it out. John Boyega He's going to be in Star Wars.
They
so.
say when that's going out?
I don't know the exact date on Star Wars, but I'm still looking forward to it.
Yeah, amen.
So that's it. That's all I got for you. Real short this week. Check out those 3 films, and also check out an upcoming film, Sharknado 3. Yes, I heard about it. It's coming out. We're gonna talk more about it next week.
Alrighty. Thanks, Dan. Quick sports note. The NFL draft is this week, which will be happening by the time this broadcast is on the air. And the Eagles will be selecting 20th in the first round. And they're expected to draft anybody who's there from Oregon. Yeah, that's what it is with our Chip Kelly system. But moving on to something more serious, folks. Next up for us is Ron Mara with his weekly Mystic Minute. Ron?
Thank you, Dan. Yes, hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mystic Minute. Some of you may recall a few episodes back I discovered this orb of power, which I've recently been attempting to crack. Let me just say, folks, if you find one of these, don't try a pickaxe. I'm currently wearing prescription glasses after the resultant explosion, which temporarily blinded me. So now I'm using 8th dimensional vision to try and keep up with everything that's going on. It's a bit disorienting. However, I will say it did have one beneficial side effect. It took care of my rodent problem. Yes, it didn't actually kill the mice, just turned them all into sort of caricature of a mouse, which I can only assume means that the mice have gone on to a higher plane of existence than ours. So I'm going to analyze these and make sure they don't explode. This has been the Mystic Minute. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Ron. And that explosion also caused a tag to come out of the mouse's head. They don't know what they're eating. Well, next up for us, folks, a new installment in the weekly news broadcast. We're going to do a weather update, which we haven't done since Stormy Flats left the program to go get an enhancement job. Yes. And doing our weather for us will be Sean the Jew Kisser. Coming up. Sean?
You want to know something about the weather? I'll tell you something about the weather, okay? It's okay right now. Most of the time, it's not. Now, let me tell you something, okay? My wife, she's Jewish, whatever. You know, I'm a Jew kisser. It's my problem, and I deal with it daily, you know what I mean? Sometimes it feels like it's just raining Jews down on me at all times. Now, let me tell you something. My wife took my pills today, and I'm so hot right now. I'm sweating my balls off, and I need some kind of relief. So what are you doing? Huh? Mr. Cameraman? What are you doing later, huh? 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 What are you doing, huh? Give me your money. Give me your fucking money!
And thank you, Sean, for that report. Next up for us, folks, and to close us out tonight is our very own Tony Viejo with his misled thoughts for the week. Tony?
Thanks, Dan. Alright, folks. It's been a good week, hasn't it? Got movie trailers aplenty. Keep you entertained. We have the election still 2 whole World Series away. Bruce Jenner came out in a 2020 interview as a strange individual. You see, he claims he's always been a woman. He's always felt like a woman. And that's why he had to become an Olympic athlete to push himself that much harder to prove that he could be a masculine person as well. Jesus, man, I don't have that much oomph in my body to prove anything out of myself. And this guy out here became an Olympic gold medalist just so he could become a woman later on in life. The hell? And some people are saying he's a hero for it. I guess. He's bringing light to the transgender community. Sure. You know, he claims not to be gay because he's going to only be exclusive with women. But he wouldn't be opposed if he met the right guy to being with a guy. Jesus. It's 2015. Why the hell do we care? Why is this family in the news? Why is this a thing? This is all just a spawn off of someone's freaking ass. Robert Kardashian is rolling over in his grave for getting OJ off. If he would have known that getting OJ off would have strung all these events into place, he probably still would have done it, to be perfectly honest, because we're all money hungry, you know. Other than that, I really got nothing new going on this week for you. Other than the world's a crazy, chaotic place, and you should take a moment to appreciate the crazy chaosness that is going on around you at all times. Like today, for a fact, I saw something kind of like a unicorn. I saw an elderly Jewish man driving a Mercedes. Digest that. Think about that. Tony Viejo with my misled thought. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. And a high Hitler to you. Two. Well, that about wraps it up for us this week, folks. Thank all dozen of you out there for watching. And we hope you tell your friends about us and have them tune in each week for the I'm Only Serious News Network's Sunday paper program.
And
Thank you.
Flower edition.
Well,
Say in our White Flower Hour.
and our White Flower Hour. Have a good week. Catch you next week. Good night.